A mechanistic view of education often reduces the role of the teacher to a simple transmitter of data. But that pure data stream quickly fractures and dissipates entirely the moment it enters a chaotic, unmanaged, or hostile classroom environment. To prevent this loss, educators must operate two channels simultaneously: high-fidelity information transmission and the active architecture of the learning space. A highly productive, engaged environment is a result of specific operational protocols rather than accidental chemistry. These protocols form a four-tier communication stack, ranging from basic verbal clarity to the management of complex psychological friction. Building this structural foundation is what allows an advanced academic curriculum to actually reach the student. The first layer of the stack is information transmission. This maps the connection between two isolated nodes, the teacher and the student. Failures in this transmission often stem from heavy jargon and ambiguous explanations, which act as noise within the channel. Using simple language and concise instructions clears this noise, creating a direct path for the information. Brevity ensures the student can process the instruction without reaching the threshold of cognitive overload. Parallel to the verbal channel is the second transmission path, nonverbal communication. Tone of voice acts as a filter, shaping how the student perceives the intent behind the academic message. Simultaneously, body language and facial expressions dictate the baseline atmosphere of the physical room. Maintaining an approachable demeanor signals that the environment is safe for active participation. Mastering these transmission mechanics and approachable cues provides the prerequisite conditions for psychological safety. This safety enables the second layer, relational architecture. Effective group management relies on the recognition of individual traits. The process begins with an audit of each student's specific interests, strengths, and weaknesses. Students who feel individually recognized by the educator show a measurable increase in their engagement levels. In an educational setting, trust operates as a load-bearing structural bridge between the educator and the student. Building this bridge requires absolute consistency in your actions and words. Trust also depends on strict follow-through on every promise made to the classroom. The final requirement is demonstrating empathy towards student challenges, which reinforces the connection. This architecture ensures that every participant feels valued within the classroom system. This structural trust provides the stability needed for students to take the intellectual risks required for true learning. Layer 3 is the feedback loop. An efficient classroom requires a bidirectional flow of data. The upward flow of information is maintained through the practice of active listening. This involves providing full attention and entirely suspending the urge to interrupt the student. Using clarifying questions proves engagement and validates the student's perspective. The downward vector of this loop consists of constructive feedback from the teacher to the student. To be effective, feedback must target the task or behavior rather than the student's identity. When a critique targets the persona, it triggers defensive psychological barriers that halt the learning process. Isolating specific strengths first allows the educator to then map exact areas for improvement on the task. Decoupling feedback from identity motivates students to improve without eroding the established trust. The final top layer of the stack is friction management. Conflicts represent the inevitable friction found within any complex human system. During these moments of friction, the teacher functions as an objective mediator. The mediator allows students to express concerns while guiding them toward a fair, respectful solution. In an educational setting, resolving a conflict has a secondary, pedagogical goal. While restoring order is necessary, the objective is also active skill transfer. Modeling resolution techniques teaches students how to process future conflicts autonomously. Friction management transforms disruptive events into valuable, permanent life lessons. Interpersonal communication is a learnable skill set that functions independently of innate personality traits. The integration of these four layers, transmission, rapport, feedback, and friction management, creates a stabilized communication stack. This architecture produces a supportive environment where students are motivated to engage with the curriculum. Maintaining this structure is an ongoing process that requires consistent practice. The resulting impact benefits the student's development both academically and personally. Operating within this framework contributes to the holistic development of the student while providing a more efficient, streamlined teaching experience for the educator.